Hello, and welcome to the Vegematic Show for another week. I got kind of off track there. I was doing it every Friday night for a long time, and then I just thought, well, I missed a couple of weeks, and I did one on Tuesday last week, and no consistency. So anyway, I'm glad you took this time to click on to this humble effort at keeping you entertained. Of course, everybody's concerned with what's going on in Ukraine, and I was struck by something that I saw on Twitter, and it was footage of a Russian fuel tanker resupply that had been ambushed, and the dead bodies were all around there. This particular video had, I don't know how many likes, just hundreds of likes, thousands of likes, and I thought about how dehumanizing war is. These young men lying there in the mud, dead, and people liked it. It's easy to get caught up in war fever if you allow yourself to. The point is, no sane and rational person wants wars. And then I look at how it's framed as something noble and heroic. And I don't deny that there may be acts of heroism during times of war, people saving people. But to realize that when you're watching even a Russian helicopter shot out of the sky, this is a human being being blown to bits. And there's nothing amusing or entertaining. There's nothing to cheer about. We've witnessed wars in all of humankind's history. But I think we're at the point now where it's like Einstein said, if there is a third world war, the fourth will be fought with sticks and stones. And how we have supposedly advanced in our civilization since ancient times, it's astonishing. It's time we reassessed what it means to be civilized, what it means to be human. It's time that we began to see each other as human beings. With all our flaws and faults, with all our bad habits, we need to open our eyes to what humans could be. I think it comes down to an individual choice among us all. Do you believe in treating others as you would have them treat you? Or do you look at others as somebody to exploit, to gain leverage over, to best in some way? None of us can change the world. We can only change ourselves. And hopefully, it will be somewhat contagious. I am deeply troubled, like everybody these days. The past few years have been quite hellish in this little blue dot that we call Earth. Most people in the West would rather bitch about the price of gas than try and change anything that causes them a little bit of discomfort. It's 1:30 in the morning and I can't sleep. Have you had enough yet? Everybody seems to be at this point where they're breaking. They're just, they look around them and they see all that's happening and they think, where can I find any peace? Well, fortunately, you can find a little piece of Vegematic. So I'm going to try and point out some positive things that are happening in the world. Never mind. We're all worried. We're all frightened. We all are on the edge of nuclear annihilation. Or death from climate change. Anyway, mass death on a humongous scale is nothing to joke about. Boy, we screwed ourselves, didn't we? So we can't depend on politicians because politicians, by and large, are narcissistic. Doesn't matter what party they are in. And the longer I live, the less relevant I see politicians being. I mean, who wouldn't be traumatized? I'm just going to go over a few headlines here in my news feed. Amnesty condemns Kremlin for blocking its Russian language website. Civilians paying the highest price for utter devastation in Ukraine. UN warns Russia's attack on Ukraine could spike global food prices by 22%. Well, I don't know about you, but I've seen more than 22% in the last year. Yeah, statistics and damn lies, right? Amazon deforestation hits record high in February, up 62% from 2021. Moment of crisis. Texas Supreme Court ends hope for overturning abortion ban. Yeah, here we go. 2 years into the pandemic, Human Rights Watch warns of lessons not learned. 700 U.S. billionaires got 1.7 trillion richer during 2 years of pandemic. Gee, must be nice. Inspired by oligarch plane tracker, Greenpeace follows Russian oil tankers funding Putin's war. So take your pick of bad news, and if you feel like your head's going to explode, that's because it probably is. Very shortly, all our heads are going to explode, and we can do shadow puppets on the wall with the nuclear blast going off behind us. And perhaps it's just, maybe we're just fulfilling some kind of ancient prophecy or something about our own lemming-like behavior. Lemmings, I hate using lemmings because they didn't really kill themselves. Disney people threw them off the cliff to film them and made a story about it. And lemmings had stuck with the language forever, so everything's crap, right? Even the language. Where are we going? I don't know. I've been an artist all my life, and the thing about art is you say, why create anymore? If it's all going to end up in destruction, why create anything? And I guess it's just there's something inside you that says, well, hell, I got to do something, so I'm going to create stuff. And everybody's talking, all these war hawks, about a no-fly zone. Excuse me, I'd rather have a no-fry zone because I don't want to be fried by nuclear weapons. So enough of that crap, right? I can't believe it. And what do we do? What do we do? Oligarchs, madmen are controlling everything. And there's the thing, oligarchs, we call the Russians oligarchs, the Russian oligarchs. What's the difference between Russian oligarchs and good old Yankee and Canadian and Mexican oligarchs? They're all the same. They're all oligarchs, and therefore they are all psychopathic. Why not go and grab SpaceX, for instance, instead of as well as the Russian yachts? Well, we can also take the Western yachts, and we can put them in a yacht museum. And this is how the billionaires used to live before the revolution. And as we humans head into the doom, we can feel grateful that the greatest human accomplishment is producing lots of crap. So you can sit on top of humankind's excrement and say, look at this, let's shoot for the stars with our excrement now. We've already done the damage here. Let's look up out there and see what oh look, there's an unspoiled planet. Let's get to it. Let's mine the moon. Yeah, what is it about us humans? We like swimming in our own excrement. We like dumping our own excrement all throughout the biosphere. We can have plastics everywhere, and we can heat up the climate. But look at how advanced we've become. And after 2 years of being locked down on this pandemic thing, and then the trauma of the Trump years, and then Biden's this like sort of weird old man that shuffles around and says stuff and doesn't know where he is half the time. we're doomed, I tell you. It's impossible to get past this crap. And everybody, what are you worried about? I'm worried about gas prices. Yeah, gas prices is the most pressing problem that humanity faces right now. Yeah. One time I thought that, humanity would make it and we'd get through somehow, but no, I'm an old man and telling you, yeah, you kids, get off our lawn because all of us, every human being that's ever lived has screwed up your future. Just like every human being that lived before me has screwed up my future. All our futures have been screwed up. By who? People. People suck. It's now 3:43 in the AM and I still can't sleep, so I'm going to probably listen to some music, try and center my mind, and I suggest that you all do that because we're about to experience one bad year after another, so let's hang on to each other. And I'm not saying that because we're doomed that we have to be nihilists about it. I'm just saying treasure what you have, treasure the people that love you, treasure your pets, the life that you have, because suddenly everything could be ripped away from you. Anyway, that's my rant for tonight, and I'm sorry if I was a little bit depressing. I'm not trying to be. Little meds I'm taking are starting to help a little bit. See you next week, if I'm still around, if you're still around, if we haven't all been vaporized. Don't forget to talk to me. Please, just talk to me.